We are back down at the range. It is range time of year. Golf courses are a little bit snowy. Some are probably shut where you live. But if you're going to the range, I want you to get the most out of it. And today we are talking 3 things that are overrated doing at the range and 3 things that are very underrated when you come to the driving range. Let's take a look at what they are. So we've probably all seen this guy when you rock up and you think, how long is he planning to spend here? He's got 444 million golf balls that he's going to hit. And sometimes when I speak to my lessons, they think that practice means that you have to hit 1,000 golf balls a day. With no thought, no care, sometimes those people would actually be better off doing this with their golf balls. Because if you're coming down just hitting hundreds of balls for hitting hundreds of balls' sake, you've not actually got any meaning to it, so it's very overrated practice. Just because you've hit 500 balls doesn't mean you've hit 500 great shots. You've probably actually hit 500 shots where you've ingrained your fault, and we don't want to do that. The old saying of practice makes perfect isn't true. Practice makes permanent. If you've got a big slice and you hit 1,000 shots doing this and chopping across it, it's going to be pretty hard for you to get that out of your system. On the flip side, what's very underrated is actually getting a smaller basket of golf balls, maybe having 40 golf balls and going through a routine on everyone. When we're on the golf course, we actually get faced with a different challenge on every single shot we hit. That drive on the first versus the pitch you hit on the 6th versus the putt you hit on the 18th, they're all different. So why not make your practice different? As you come here, pick a different target. Go through your full set of golf clubs, go through your routine. So each time you've hit one, you've picked your target, you go through what you would try and feel on the golf course. You hit, you react how you would do on the golf course, take a minute, understand what's just happened there. Maybe even go and write a note on it, make some notes about what you're actually trying to do. That is very underrated, and it definitely will help you get better at golf. Let's take a look at the second thing that is overrated down at the driving range. How many times have we seen this one down at the driving range? First shot of the day. Right, come on, let's... yes! Get longer! It's all right. It's massively out of bounds though, but you know, I hit it really far, so it doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit this one even further now. Let's get driver out. I'm not going to get any other club out. Oh, yes! Didn't even see where that one went. That was that good. Hitting the driver for your first shot and as far as you can is so overrated. Yes, we all want to get a little bit longer. We actually want to get a few more yards out on the golf course. But if you're struggling to get it in the fairway already and you're hitting it a bit further, it's going to go further into the rubbish. I generally don't get many lessons down here who come in and say, do you know what, I actually hit 14 fairways out of 14 every time I play, or I'm very, very close to hitting 75% of fairways I hit. Generally, it's I actually need to stop hitting it out of bounds or losing my balls when I get the driver out of the bag. So why not, when we're at the driving range, instead of trying to smash it as hard as we can and hit it as hard as we can, why don't we try and actually control our driver a little bit more? Try and get to know your stock ball flight. If you were stood on that 18th tee and you had your best score going and you needed to hit driver, what flight are you going to hit? This is a great time to work it out. So when you're on the driving range, maybe pick out some targets out there. If you've got the things like Top Tracer, it's great for that. But if not, put a bit of pressure on yourself. Pick 2 targets out. I've got 2 greens here that are about 30 yards apart. I'm going to try and hit a little fade down there. So instead of trying to get it as long as I can, what I'm actually going to try and do is get it in play. If I can get it in play, then I'm actually going to be more in control of what I'm doing. Nice, so a little fade there for me and I got it in my target. So instead of trying to smash the living hell out of it, having it 50 balls hit with your driver, work on controlling your golf ball. That's what the game's about. We need to get the ball in the hole as least shots as possible, and if you know how that ball's going to move, you've got a pretty good chance of getting that done. Let's take a look at the third and final thing that is overrated for your golf game.
What are you doing?
I'm just working on my drills here. I've seen all the latest videos online and read all the books, so I thought if I can combine every single drill that I've ever watched and do every single tip I've ever watched, I should be okay. So I'm just going to get this one in here, make sure that's on the right place there. That's good. Oh. What we actually need to do, it is very overrated trying every tip that you see online. They're all great, and obviously I make loads of them, but they're not specifically made for your golf swing sometimes. It's great to understand how the golf swing works and get an idea of how different things can affect your golf swing, but what we need to do is be practicing the right thing. So if you're someone who is out there trying every tip under the sun, it's a little bit overrated. What's a little bit underrated is actually going for a lesson and finding out what works for your game. So for myself, when I come to the driving range, one of the only drills that I would generally use if I had my irons out would be a drill that my dad gave me about a year ago, and it's just to help me feel where the club's passing on the exit. Real simple drill. I set this up and I would spend some of my time when I come to the range making sure that I'm not getting too steep on my exit and getting flippy. I would literally go through my golf swing and I would spend some time actually working on what is relevant to my golf swing. So like I say, all that I had set up there, I've gone down the range sometimes and I've seen some weird and wonderful things, and I've questioned whether they're actually going to help that person. But if you know how your golf swing works, which is quite underrated, you can actually practice what works for you. There we go, my little fade's back in play, and I can actually just spend some time on the drill that works for me. So guys, those are the 3 overrated and underrated things I see happening down at the driving range. Go through those. Which one are you? We probably have a mate that is one of those as well, so maybe share this video with them and get them practicing better, so ultimately they can get their game better. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, do hit that like button for me, and also remember, hit the subscribe button. I want you to get better at golf, and you're going to do that with your free lessons every week here on the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.